All right. After playing for a couple days for this most recent playtest that's happening right now as I speak, started June 16th. So it's a playtest right before Steam Next Fest and before after that when they are supposed to go to early access. I have made a list of 31 changes, I think, for this specific playtest after they have added a bunch of stuff, changed a bunch of stuff already since the last playtest, which I love. It shows that they really care about the game. They really want to make it better, which is awesome. But I just want to share some more stuff I think would help benefit the game development. So number one, making flares come in packs of 3 instead of 1. So currently you have to buy 1 flare for 175 credits, and you can stack them up to 3. I think you should be able to stack them up to like 10 because they're just pretty much a useless item. And they should come in packs of 3 or maybe even 5 for 175 credits because it's like overpriced for 1. It's insane. And they basically do nothing. It would be one thing if they maybe like revealed stealth enemies, if they kind of like blinded you within a short radius. So it not only did it light up would it light up an area, but it also kind of like blinds you when you come within a certain radius. That might be okay. I don't know, but as it stands, it's just such a pretty much useless item that it's just overpriced, and you should be able to have an abundance of them because it's fun to toss them around. Next, add a basic ability for each mastery without having a mastery requirement. So as it stands, if I want to use, the medic revive ability or motion sensor, overcharge, these other things, I need to have armor masteries to get them. But it would be nice to have some starting diversity if each mastery tree had a basic ability for that tree that you could just have access to right out the gate, so that builds are already very diversified. Because as it stands, you only really have access to like scanner, phase shift, and then bubble shield is one you get later down the road. We already get it because everyone's been bumped up to level 50. I don't know what the exact level requirement is, but it would just be cool to have more starting abilities, but for each tree, and have them be, something that's not super useless, like something fun, something useful, so that there's a varying amount of builds that aren't conditional upon whether you have the armor masters or not. I think the much cooler, much more advanced abilities, maybe abilities that stack with each other, should be unlocked through armor mastery points, if we're going to keep that as a system. See my last playtest idea video for a much stronger system, in my opinion. But yeah, I think it would be better to have more starting abilities. It'd be way more fun. It kind of gets boring running the same old abilities again and again and again. And really, you either take bubble shield or you take phase shift. Like, I haven't seen too many people vary that up. And then your number 1 ability is almost always going to be scanner. So just more variety would be nice. Next, show in item descriptions what you can craft with them. I think that would be helpful, so that if you just scroll over an item, it should show you, okay, this item is used to craft, helmets, all helmet types, or these specific helmet types. That would be cool. Also, if I'm in the crafting menu and I hover over a helmet, it should automatically highlight all of its crafting materials in my inventory that it uses, just to make things easier and faster. Next, have a way to check armor masteries and rolls in-game. So when I can open up my inventory, but I feel like there should be another button to open up your armor to see what points you have, because sometimes you forget. You don't always remember what you have, and it'd be nice to look at that. Or if somebody asks you, your teammate, like, oh, what are you rocking? Like, what does your armor have? It'd be cool to just bring that up and mention that to them. Next. Oh my god, the fucking Spinfusor, dude. I've hated fighting against this so much more this playtest. I would be fine if it just got removed entirely. I fucking hate it. I haven't even found one. The whole playtest since I've played, they were so abundant in the last playtest, and they're just really annoying because they deal so much damage and it stuns you now. So not only are you taking massive damage when it hits you, but then you're slowed for a couple seconds, which is just brutal. Like the only real counter to that is like immediately smoke the enemy team, which is, not that reliable, or pop a bubble shield, which is like a hard counter to that. But it's super annoying. It's a very OP weapon. Doesn't take that much skill, just point, click, lob the fucking balls over there, deal damage, slow people. It's ridiculous. I personally hate it. I think you should completely get rid of it. And if the devs are like really willing to die on that hill and they're like, no, we must have the Spinfusor, then I think it should deal much more damage against cybrids. Again, it should eat a lot more ammo, so like 100 energy per shot, or excuse me, per reload. Maybe even 150 per reload. I think 100 per shot would be much better. But make it deal a whole bunch of damage against AI, and much, much, much less damage versus players, and maybe make it apply like a slow eating, like shield decay ability. So if you get splashed by it, if you get splashed within like, if it hits right on top of you, it applies, a little bit of damage, but it slowly eats your shield away for a certain amount of time. Maybe 5 seconds. So like it slowly deals damage over time, just to your shield, not your health. And that could be kind of cool. But if you only get splashed a little bit because you're on the outside edge of where it hit, it only deals a little bit of the shield decay. That would be cool. But also remove the fucking stun. The stun is like the worst part of that now. It'd be one thing if you're just taking insane amounts of damage, but the slow. Sorry, not the stun. The slow is so brutal. Not fun. Not fun to play against. Next, remove Overshield and Invisibility. It's not fun, and there's not a lot of counterplay to it. Very aggravating. Like, just not a fan of it. Just not a fan of it. Next, add a blink ability, which teleports you directionally and teleports you very quickly. So with the regular teleport ability we have, you have to like open it up, you gotta like position it, you gotta mark where you're gonna go, and then you teleport there. It'd be better if you had something that was much faster, so that you immediately teleported forward when you used it in whatever direction you're looking. So it's kind of like a dash ability, except you jump forward like the teleport ability would do, but you can't go vertical, or vertical? Yeah, vertical. You can't go up, right? You can't use it to like teleport up or down. It's just forward a certain amount of a distance. And maybe you could use that to teleport through doors. That might be kind of cool. So you could be running and then just like boom, blink through the door to like get away or to surprise a team. That could be an interesting mechanic there. Next, show the match timer somewhere in your HUD. Show how long it's been, so we can get a gist of like when we start meeting players, when you can start expecting to meet players, how long a match typically lasts. That would be nice. After that, kill feed. I don't think this was here last time. I might be wrong though. The last playtest, I could definitely be wrong. They have added this, so you can strike this. They do have a kill feed, which is nice. Next, the engineering perk should let you zoom out of the minimap. That could be cool. Whatever tier, like if you get the second or the first level or the second level or the third level, one of those should let you zoom out or open up a bigger map layout to see where everything is. Next, make customizable loadouts you can buy at the shop. So I should be able to go in and pick, okay, you know what? I want 3 sets of 3 full sets of shield packs, like 3, 3, 3, 3, or 3, 3, 3, there we go. A couple of packs of health, 200 ammo for kinetic and energy, and like this submachine gun that's a blue auto pistol, and like a white energy pistol. I should be able to make that into a loadout, and then it just has the total credit cost, and I can just buy it. That way, when I come back from dying, I don't have to spend all of 45 seconds piecing everything together to make this fucking loadout. It's very tedious, and it's one thing that I really don't enjoy about a lot of these extract looter shooter games. It's nice that, yeah, it's intense because when you die you lose everything, but Like, let's speed up the amount of time it takes you to get back into the match, because that's why I'm fucking playing this game. I'm not playing this game to play Tetris with my inventory and click a bunch of stuff. I want to jump back in, make more content, maximize the time I have, because I can't just spend indefinite amounts of time playing this fucking game. So I want to use all the time I have to use it efficiently, basically. One of the games I played the most, Hunt Showdown, you have this. You have preset loadouts for whatever you want. Okay, I have loadouts for being stealthy, I have expensive loadouts, I have budget loadouts. I want to be able to make my own loadouts so that I can go right back into the match. Next, melee damage should be way more increased. Like, if I'm coming up and like meleeing somebody, like it should do way more damage. I'm up close and personal. I'm stabbing you. I'm using a fucking axe against you. Like, there should be more of an effect there. Next, sprint while using shield and health packs for the medic mastery. I think that could be a cool addition. So when you get to what is the first mastery, you get to use health packs faster. Than the second mastery, you use shield packs faster. I think those should also include, you can sprint with health packs while using them, sprint with shield packs while using them. That would be very, very nice. Next, too big of a crafting requirement for armor and weapons. My stash is full of craftables. So, number one, I couldn't really craft anything because the crafting menu took fucking ages to actually open, and then it just froze every time you clicked anything. So I'm assuming that's a bug. That's not intentional. It's very aggravating. But I just had so many craftables, and it seemed like everything I wanted to craft, I was just missing a whole bunch of the stuff. So, I don't know. Either make their crafting requirements much less, or have some way to bypass so I can just craft shit and it just takes other materials and trades them. Maybe barter for that weapon. So that, yeah, if I don't have 20 scrap metal, hey, I might not have 20 scrap metal, but do you want this fucking exotic roll of toilet paper so that I can have this submachine gun, please? There should be some sort of barter system if I don't want to go through the fucking tedious, like, acquiring of all these different elements. Like, that's not fun for me. Like, I'd rather just sell the craftables and then buy like a blue auto pistol and just go fucking straight in. Like, it's too much time wasting, too tedious, just too much. Next, make grenades better since you can't buy and spam them anymore. I think nothing crazy, but giving them 10-15% damage boost so that it feels much stronger, because you can't just buy them or craft them. As far as I know, I didn't see any schematics in the crafting section for grenades. So making grenades more powerful would be nice. Next, there should be a scan block ability. Maybe Recon can have this as one of the abilities that it unlocks, or maybe like a perk, something that prevents you from being scanned. If it's an ability, maybe it's like a passive ability, or it could also be a perk, right? Passive perk. I don't know if having it be constant would be too strong. Maybe something like, if you get scanned, the first time you get scanned, it blocks it so you don't show up, but then it goes into a cooldown for like 30 seconds as an ability. Or make it a perk so it's just a constant effect, like Ghost in Call of Duty, right? Like, you cannot be seen by the UAV, you cannot be seen by the scan ability. So that's a way of making it constant, or if that's too powerful, making it into an ability you can use just to block. But I think my gut's saying a perk would probably be much better. I don't know if it would necessarily be strong enough to warrant an ability slot, but I don't know. Next, have Loot Finder reveal crates on maps and have them show up through walls. So you should be able to see on the map if you have the Loot Finder perk, because it's taking up a whole fucking perk slot. I mean, come on, let's get some more benefit on there. It should show on the map where all the crates are, where every loot thing is, and you should be able to see them when you get close enough through walls. That would be nice. Next, have abilities stay selected after each match. This is a bug, I'm assuming. When you come back from a round, if I have Bubble Shield equipped, it automatically shifts it to phase shift. That's annoying. Please fix that. Next, make all AI have walking sounds. A lot of the time, they just sneak up on you. You can't fucking hear them, which is ridiculous because they're all made out of machine. Like, it's metal. It should be clanking on the fucking ground, but you can hear nothing. So fix that. Turn that up. Next, have a perk to extend the loot stash on your body. So as it stands, I think it's like 3 slots. having a perk to make it like 5 slots or 6 slots or 7 slots for the loot goblins of the world who need to make money because their loadouts are burning. They're burning through loadouts so quickly, and they're not that good at gunfights. Having that to make more money would be nice, and not having it be in a fucking ability slot like it was last time. I'm so glad they removed that and just made it base kit. That's exciting, but having a perk that lets you have more slots would be cool. Next, for the Acoustic Mastery, which lets you see when people fire on the minimap, it still shows up as a red dot, and I'm so used to having just AI show up as constant red dots. I think it would be better to have player gunfire show up as a completely different dot. Like maybe have AI become a blue dot, but then players are red dots. So when a player shoots and you have that Acoustic Mastery that lets you see it on your minimap, it now becomes red and AI becomes blue. And maybe make that the actual part of the, seeing gunfire on your minimap. Like maybe just have it do that. Like just make it so that the AI now shows up as blue and players are red. Because I feel like I'm not really getting the full effect out of that. It's wasted. Because most of the time I'm going off of sound and visuals anyway. It would be better if it also alerted you when there was player gunfire. Like it maybe like a HUD indicator or something. Like make it more obvious. Next, add a perk to have your bubble shield projectiles. So when projectiles hit your bubble shield, have it deflect right back. Maybe not like in the direct trajectory of when it was fired, but having it just push back towards the enemy would be fun. Having a perk to extend the time the bubble shield is deployed, that could be fun as well. Adding a perk to reduce the cooldown of when you can use bubble shield, that would be cool. Adding a perk to make phase shift leave a trail every 2 seconds instead of a constant red, whatever the fuck, and have it restore a little bit of your shields, like 15% of your max shields, so that you're harder to track in phase shift. Because most people, again, when you're close up, they just follow you. That's it. They just follow you around, and then when you unphase from a phase shift, they just fucking kill you. So it's only useful at a distance. To give it more value, make it so you're not this constant stain on the map that you can easily see, but mix that up, make that harder for them to track you, and give you a little bit of shields when you come out of it, so you have a better shot at killing the enemy. Next, make door opening speed for I think the Hacker Mastery, like that needs to go up. It still took an ungodly amount of fucking time to open doors. Make it take half the time. Like it should be just as fast as opening the crates with the engineer ability. That was significantly faster to open crates. Like that, the door should feel like really, really fast, because they take so long as it is. Next, increase the phase shift speed increase perk by 50%. And change that value. But the point I'm making is it needs to be faster. I feel like it's still not fast enough to get away from people. It should feel like a really big speed increase, and it doesn't. Next, Hush Puppies. Oh my god, this fucking exotic shotgun was the worst thing imaginable to fight against. Not only did it just practically one-shot you while you are in full exotic armor, but then it makes it so you can't use your abilities for 2 seconds. So you can't phase shift, you can't pop a bubble shield, you can do nothing but die. Every time I went up against a Hush Puppy, or teams rocking multiple Hush Puppies, I died. I was melted. Period. My whole fucking team was obliterated. It is ridiculous. The damage is ridiculous on the shotgun. Like, nerf the fuck out of this gun to oblivion. Please. Not fun to fight against. And definitely remove the 2 seconds where it just silences you from using all abilities. There's no counterplay to this fucking thing. And whoever on your fucking team thought of making this weapon and having it have this effect of silencing people for 2 seconds, send him to just lay him off for a week, for 2 weeks. Let him process his shame and just take some time to think about what he's done, because this is terrible and it is a horrible idea, and I probably have reduced the lifespan of my whole entire life from having encountered this in the game by like a couple days. So yeah. Next, projectiles. Projectiles AI shoot should bounce off of the bubble shield. So, or at least be canceled off. So the ultra high security has these big, like, Terminator looking fucking things that shoot like these grenades that bounce and they roll and then they explode for a fuck ton of damage. Those can just roll through the bubble shield. Preferably, like, nothing should enter the bubble shield. So like when it rolls, it just like rolls against it and then maybe slides along the edge of the bubble shield, but it should never roll into the bubble shield. Same with grenades, if grenades do that. I don't know if they do. Didn't get really a lot of testing with that particular mechanic, but it should just bounce off and not be able to enter. Next, the minigun doesn't shoot sometimes when you aim it. Sometimes it just gets stuck and it doesn't fire anything. Please fix that. That seems like a bug. Another bug, shield and health packs glitch out when you move them to your inventory or you buy a bunch of them. They stack into like the multiples of 30, 15, just crazy amounts. But then when you load into the actual round, you don't bring any of them with you. Like it doesn't actually come. So just another bug, but something that should be fixed. And lastly, looting or opening doors shouldn't make you have to look at them constantly to do that. I want to be able to start opening a door, look at it, look at the console, tap the F button or whatever the fucking button it is, start to open it, and be able to look around a bit. I shouldn't need to keep the crosshair right on the fucking door or the loot container. It is super annoying. Fix that so I can look around it a generous amount, maybe so I can keep an eye on, like, to my left with my peripheral while I open it. And I should be able to move around a little bit, so I have to stay close to the console so I can, like, maybe move and look through the window while I'm opening it. Like, it's just crazy as it is that I have to just fucking stare at it. It's a little ridiculous, so please fix that. But aside from all those things, I had a lot of fun, and I'm having a lot of fun with this playtest. Good gunfights, good engagements. Not the biggest fan of dropping in at level 50. I like the grind. I like starting from the bottom. I like having access to all of the maps. I don't always want to play in ultra high security with all the fucking streamers. It's really intense sometimes. I just want to have a casual match where I can just take it easy and just have fun and not sweat my ass off. But sometimes sweating's cool. It's fun. I like it. I had some great matches coming out on top, and it was pretty adrenaline inducing. But yeah, I'm sure they will bring that back with the Steam Next Fest. I'm sure we'll get a hard wipe, hard reset when that arrives, which I'm definitely looking forward to. But I'm having a lot of fun with this game. Really excited to see how it evolves and develops. Love the changes a lot of the changes they've made to the armor and masteries and abilities and perks. The perks went away. That was one of my main complaints in my last video about what they could do to improve. And now they're replaced with things that actually help you. So that's good. I would love it, though, if there was also, I didn't really add this, but I'm going to mention it. I would love it if they had more perk variety. Because if you get phase shift, for instance, you're probably going all, like, 3 of your perks are going into all the phase shift buffs. Like, you're going to get the reduced cooldown, the longer duration, and the speed increase. Most likely. So whatever it is, you're going to sink more points into that ability specialization. So just having more abilities you can use and more perks to go with the different abilities, that would be nice. It's unfortunate seeing the same stuff being used again and again and again. I would love to see more stuff added. I think it'd make it fun. So yeah, those are my suggestions. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Which ones did you agree with the most? What didn't you agree with? And what are some of your own? What do you think should be added? What do you think they should change? Comment below and join our Discord if you haven't already. There's a lot of great people in there if you're looking for teammates to play for this next playtest, for the Steam Next Fest coming up, and of course for early access. And that's it. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm tired. I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.